What's up, y'all? What's up? You rocking with Moochie, and this is Moochilla's review. So hit the hammer, cause you came through. Ew. So we are starting off with Run the World this Monday. We're starting off with Run the World. This is season 2, episode 7 of Rage in Harlem. That is what it's called. Let me get my girls on up in here. We are in the building. We got from the BX, my girl Tamika's dead. What's up, Tamika?
Hey y'all,
Blue,
hello,
blue, I love
hello.
you. Hey, Tamika. Ew. And we got EJ the TV junkie. What's up, EJ? You know she got a
Hey,
hat for
boo.
every occasion, y'all.
Yes.
So look, y'all better go on her site because she got hats and all of that and shirts and stuff. All right.
Yeah, I need to
We had to
start
put that
getting my hat
in for you. I
collection
gotta
back
get
up.
my little thing together. I'm so scared that nobody won't buy, but I'm gonna dip my feet in that pool and try it out. So
That's okay.
what did y'all Nita's gonna come and she's gonna be fashionably late like she usually is. So we're gonna just get this started and Nita will chime in when she's ready to come in. All right. Ativa has to make her grand entrance. Okay.
Mhm.
All right,
Yes.
so what's up, EJ?
With this episode, yeah.
Yes. Let me know what you
Um,
thought about it. Your overall thoughts about the episode.
I thought it was, it was just okay for me. Like just keeping it 100%. It wasn't the best episode in my opinion. I thought that for episode 7 they could have done better. You know, mm, and that's pretty much all you can say about it. I wasn't even engaged in it. Like we talked about it earlier. I had to watch it 2 times to even see what actually happened because I just wasn't engaged.
Right. And Tamika?
I thought it was okay. I kind of feel the same way. I actually just watched it a little while ago, and so it's still kind of fresh in my head. But I thought it was okay. It was certain parts that made me laugh. But go for us to be like one episode left, for the season. Yeah, I felt like they could have did a little bit more. Little bit more there. Okay. After the
Yeah.
last two we got, I was expecting us to come into this one with a little bit different.
Yes. I had trouble getting through this. I didn't even do games this week, y'all. So, we probably gonna be in and out like a robbery with this one. But I feel like they did fall short. I did lose interest, but they had two funny parts in it. Okay, so I know y'all know where I'm probably going, so try not to pass those clips because y'all know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna discuss it. It starts off with her going to see a matchmaker, Whitney. She's going to see a matchmaker, and she has a lot of stipulations on what she wants and what she doesn't want. And I wanted to ask y'all, chat too, do you believe she's setting like making these standards that she is too impossible to make? Do you think she's being like really not realistic about her expectations with all of this, y'all? Look, I see EJ shaking her head, so go ahead, answer me and give me a mouthful. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this is Whitney, so I expected something completely unrealistic in a way, just because she is who she is, and this is what she does. She comes up with all of these crazy, ridiculous things, and I'm just like, girl, you ain't gonna find nobody at this rate. And then we saw who she ended up with. It was crazy. I was like,
Yes,
come on, Whitney,
she did all of that,
paid
and
all
then
that
she ended
money,
up with Philip.
okay, all that good money to
Uh
end up
huh.
with Philip.
So what's your take on it, Tamika, with this whole matchmaker
Yeah,
thing?
I agree with EJ. I feel like because it's Whitney, that's what we expect from her. And I know somebody that is just like this when it comes to choosing. And it's like, you might want to change some of those things, girl, because you ain't going to find nobody that's having all that. But I think that the matchmaker kind of said it right where it was like, listen, all right, you done told me everything you don't want. What do you want, right? And then we see that she's just kind of trying to bite off of what her friend did because she feel like, hey, if it worked for her, it'll work for me. So you really still not truly going
Being
all the way for what you want. So
exactly, she's not being true to herself in all of this, and this is what got her here. Just to be honest,
Absolutely.
because she felt like she wasn't being true to herself, to Ola, and she was basically being that submissive person. She felt like she was giving part of herself away.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Um, but let me see what the chat is saying. Let me see who's here. Hey, Candy Love. Hey, Tina. Hey, Zia.
Zia.
All right. AGA. What's up, Samara
Zia.
Barney? Gerald Backus. Thank you for coming through. All of you. Renee Beckham. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming through. All right. So moving on. So you know the girls. She ends up going on a date with Philip.
Mm-hmm.
They have a nice date, but it goes right to the bedroom. I
Mm-hmm.
think she was speeding with this, but I guess she wanted to get her back blown out. And you know who else? He looks good. He seems like he's, good in bed or whatever the case may be. She seemed like she enjoying every minute of it. What's your take
Yeah.
on it, Tamika?
Listen, she was talking about, needing her back blown out in the last episode. So it didn't surprise me. Once she said, want to see my place, I already knew where it was going. And I wasn't mad at it. I was kind of feeling Philip in this beginning part. I was like, all right, Philip, yes, come on, get it, get it. Okay. But, I knew some other mess was going to come up with him later. But I was here with her here.
Right. Hey, what about you, EJ? And I'm gonna bring Anita in, and then you can answer, okay, EJ?
Mhm.
Hey, Anita.
Hey,
Hey,
Nita.
y'all.
How you doing? Good.
Hey
Oh,
EJ,
sure,
hey
start with your
Tamika.
hair.
Hey
Hey.
Moody.
Yeah, I like the
All
hair.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we've already talked about her with the matchmaker scene. I'm gonna fill you in
Okay.
with the matchmaker scene. Did you have anything to say about that? Do you think her standards are too not realistic?
Not realistic. She flat out lied. She lied based
Mm-hmm.
on what the girl was going through, knowing that she was not going to be able to accept someone of that caliber. You're going to tell a matchmaker that you want somebody free and bitch. Girl, I ought to slap you. What do you think you're gonna get if you tell the matchmaker this is what you want, and then I don't wanna go. We're not jumping the horse, but she
Nope.
know that that's not her stilo, and I was like, girl, you did yourself a disservice. Period.
So let me ask you this: do you think she was kind of in before we go to the next thing, because we had already started the next thing? Do you think she was intrigued by being that we going into this date? Do you think she was intrigued by him and she was curious about him when she wanted to venture out into this, and once she knew it was him?
Yeah, that guy, because I felt like she was oblivious, and I felt, you remember how I always tell y'all about the mask,
Yeah.
the representative,
Mm-hmm.
and
That was the representative we
what
saw.
she saw was the representative.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you should still know that you're going to get that the qualities that you asked for. You asked the matchmaker for these qualities.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not you saw it on a date, I mean, it ain't but so much you could do in an expensive restaurant. But have your little England accent or British accent and pay for the
Mm-hmm.
bill. It's not much you could do. But he showed his true colors. So
Should they make criminals in England too? He seemed like nothing but a tea boy with an accent. That's all. He is. He's
Yeah, they
one of the
all
wicked
around the
top boys.
world. Okay.
He's a top boy. He's an actual D boy with an accent. Put on a suit and that accent can get you
uh-huh.
real far in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on her? EJ, I was with you with this date. I want you to just give me everything you see in that picture and tell me what you think.
I mean, as far as the date scene was concerned, I thought it was actually cool. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna be a nice guy, but I knew something was gonna come about it. Like, you just knew there was gonna be something else. I also kind of felt like, I don't know, it felt kind of, I don't know, because I don't want to go past this part, but because I do have an opinion about why they even did this just to end up where we're at. But yeah, I mean, the date part was cool. I mean, we all know that, her witty kitty needed to be caressed or whatever the hell, petted, whatever you want to call it. 'Cause she had been talking about her witty kitty. So we knew that
Mm-hmm.
that was coming up. But, but it was cool though. Like as Nita said, the representative showed up and he did what he was supposed to do. He represented.
Exactly.
Yep. That's Tamika's famous line about the representative too.
Yeah,
Girl.
So
and then she already, kind of wanted him, so it was like, oh, okay, this is who the matchmaker gave me. I could have, just found you on my own, so it was already,
Somebody familiar to her
Uh-huh.
already.
And
So.
let's not forget about the $5,000 investment.
Yes,
hello.
You
exactly.
But
might
we
as well
didn't
get
get
you
but
might as well get your money's worth.
we didn't
Right.
get it's best she paid 5 G's
Yeah,
just
she
to set
paid.
up with him. So she might as well get some D from him. And
Right.
it seemed like the D was good. That I mean,
Mhm.
like it seemed like
Yeah.
she was enjoying every minute of it because he went downtown. All
Right.
Mhm. And I guess it don't matter how much money you spend on a date nap, you can still get trash. I see.
Yes,
Exactly.
you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You can,
he's
Amy.
just an elf boy with an accent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let me
Child, at least she was able to enjoy it. I remember I had a crush on somebody for the longest time.
Oh Lord.
And then I finally got to, and I was like, baby, I could have had a V8. Mm-mm.
It was that disappointing.
Yes, very.
Wow, when you was like,
I
yo,
should have left it the fantasy in my head.
but keep dude's shoes pointed at the door because he ain't staying long.
No.
Exactly.
All right, keep his shoes
Mm-mm-mm.
pointed at the door because he is not staying long. He's gone.
Yes.
So moving
Mm-mm.
on, moving on. So now she gonna tell the girls that she got it. She got some,
Mhm.
but she already ready to make a
Yeah,
relationship.
she
At
was
this
getting
point.
way
She's
too
wilding.
serious too fast.
She's wilding with this. Now, since you started off, Tamika, I'm gonna work my way down. Go ahead, you let me know about this because I feel like she really played herself. She may be having her bird moments to me.
Yeah. She was supposed to just, take it for what it was, enjoy it. I was with Renee. She was like, man, let her enjoy herself or whatever, but we ain't getting all, tied up and making whole relationship plans. Like I said, it seemed like she was just trying to follow behind. What was her friend from last week name? I done forgot it that
Hope.
quick, but Hope. Yeah, it felt like she just was trying to walk in Hope footsteps or whatever. She still was not being true to herself and just, jumping in with both feet. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about right now?
This girl, I don't know, man. I really don't know with her because she just like she's a smart person, but you know how
Mm-hmm.
somebody doesn't have like she just get the stuff she do make me look at her like like really this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So what's your everybody addressed this balcony issue. We didn't talk about Renee and them telling her she needs to dump Preston, and she's gonna meet up with him today. So she's supposed to tell him
Mm-hmm.
that we can't do this anymore, and he already has a surprise for her. So I'm gonna start off with Nita because she looked like it's burning her mouth like
Right.
hot
I was
sauce.
sitting up here
So
like,
go on, let it out, boo.
are you gonna get to the pictures? What
Oh
what
yeah,
part
yeah,
am I
yeah.
actually talking about?
Oh no.
Okay,
We're
we
gonna
ain't get
talk
there
about
yet.
this
We
one
ain't get
first
there
because remember the girls met them,
yet. Yeah.
but they seem like
I'll
they.
say that.
I mean, to me, she's speeding. To me, that with the combination of what we just talked about in the last clip, this was all gathered with this. I feel like you already inviting this dude back to your house. You making him feel like he can get comfortable. To me,
He came
any.
on his own.
No, but this, I'm
He
sorry.
he
Oh yeah,
he,
he did.
he came on his own, and she accepted it. She could have said no, no, no. Like, she could have put a boundary up, but he said, I know I'm unannounced or whatever, but she said she wants spontaneous. Listen,
Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
did say she wants
this
something
is all.
spontaneous.
This is
Yeah.
all the things she said she wanted. So he's trying to do the things that she said. She said she loved it. She accepted it. So I don't know. Like for me, like I'm not Team Whitney on this one. I'm sorry. I'm even though the dude was kind of like a F boy and he was kind of trash, I felt like he came in with the right expectations. He came in doing what he needed to do. And she was the one that was like off the eight ball. Like, I mean, I can appreciate what she was saying and, all that stuff. But at the same time, you came in deceptive. And I don't understand why women do that. I don't know. I don't know why. It
You
just
have to tell to me. You have to put down what you want in the beginning, because this is how stuff goes wrong. To me,
exactly.
Absolutely.
if
For me,
y'all
that
just
was the
having
red
fun, then you
flag.
just having fun. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
now you just, I don't know. I feel like she was
And
doing
knowing
too
she
much.
wanted something totally different. It's
Right.
Yeah, it
like,
was because of
no.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly, because she said she was trying to get what Hope had, thinking that
Mhm.
if she did this, that this would somehow. But the thing is that even though Hope and her are very very similar, that happened organically for Hope. And
Mhm.
you have to let things happen organically. You can't try to push it or will it to happen or pay $5,000 to think that you're going
Exactly.
to get the same thing that Hope got, because that's all I saw. If she was just going into this with the thought process of, I don't want a relationship, I'm just trying to hook up and I'm just paying $5,000 to make sure that I don't get a super F boy, then
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay. That's what's up, Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you got to do. But when she started having this conversation about this was great, like when it almost felt like she was downplaying what her and Ola had, because that's the only other person besides the one night stand
Mhm.
she had been with all these years. And
Right.
I'm just like, really? Really? So I don't know. That
Yeah, I thought this part was funny. I liked how Renee and Sandy was reacting and like, oh, okay, and checking him out and all that. And I just got a little chuckle out of it. But that was red flag number one for me. Don't come to my house and surprise me, because you're gonna get a surprise. Okay, we don't do no
Yeah.
pop-ups.
It
Soon
would have
as
been
he
a
was like, oh,
I
I know
don't
I
like
wasn't
pop ups
invited,
either.
I said, oh no,
right.
we
I don't
don't
like
do that,
pop
boo.
ups.
You ain't that cute.
No, I don't like pop ups.
And
Hmm.
But
listen,
I know people be circling my house though.
No, they used to pop up. No, we
but
ain't doing
listen,
that.
how Renee popped up with her dirty ass phone in her hand for him to kiss it. Girl, I was looking at her with that phone. I was like, I know. But
All
guys,
them germs. They
guys,
don't
guys,
care.
guys will do it. They don't even
Mhm.
care.
He's
But
trying to still be a good guy, and he's still trying to be a good guy,
right in
Mhm.
everybody's eyes and press.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
like, can you put that phone down, girl?
no,
That phone be that don't be in the bathroom with you. Get out of here. No.
exactly.
yes. And also, Sandy did say that she had to go study in the library. So we going to Sandy next, and I didn't think she was like meeting this guy like this though. I just thought it was like a little casual thing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
and
so childish.
it didn't seem like she was attracted to him. Did y'all see that? I just thought she was trying to be real cautious because she know everybody in her business and taking the number. So I think she was really trying to be discreet about it. What are your thoughts, y'all? Do you think we're gonna see this guy again, or do you think this was just like like a a normal passing thing? They might talk about this
Oh,
documentary
No,
or
he was
whatever.
on the previews for the next one.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
see him again.
since she liked the documentary,
Right.
she probably gonna talk
That's
to
the
him.
lead-in.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All right.
I thought this was so immature. I just didn't like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just didn't like her whole thing. And Sandy is one of my favorite characters. However, I haven't been feeling her lately, but I just didn't like this whole move that she had. Like, why are we so pressed to try to, see if we still got it or get with somebody else? Like, you just got out of a relationship and you made it seem like you wanted to work on yourself, you wanted to do all, but yet it feels like everybody is so busy trying to get back into relationships and they just got out of relationships. Ugh, it's irking me.
For me,
Okay.
I think it's one of those things. Like, I guess they have to figure out the grass isn't greener on the other side. That's what it
Hmm.
feels like to me. Like, I feel like with Sandy, I felt like she was like, she got this older guy. He's very routine. He's kind of mundane. There's no excitement or whatever. And maybe I feel like she's at a point, she's younger. So that whole dynamic of her messing with the professor or whatever class or whatever he was exciting to her. But then once that kind of leveled out, it kind of fizzled. You trying to make me into this housewife and with your child and all that stuff. And I feel like she's trying. I feel like they're all doing the same thing, but just at different stages in their life. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just like with Whitney, she went out with Community Peen, and she had a fantastic man, a hell of a man. What a man! What a man! What a listen! And she squandered it. But I do have some hope. I just hope that she's learned from her experiences that she can get to the other side and save. Look, I feel like all the girls have had experiences, and don't listen to the girls. Look at what the girls have done and how it played out, and you make your decision on your gut and how you feel like you should move. But don't listen to none of them girls, because ain't none of them got it. They ain't got it. They ain't
I
got
feel
it.
like we just be having bird moments, bird moments, bird moments, bird
Right.
moments, where
Yeah.
they act like birds,
Right.
and it's kind of like really, like why are y'all doing this? And you got even Renee.
Mhm.
She's having regrets because last week I didn't get to touch on it. She reminisced and she thought about he supported her through her whole advertising career from the time he met her. Supported her doing being a little mole, the mole for that. And I think she's starting to realize that. But like we're gonna get to that when we get to the end. I don't. I just feel like they all have their bird moments, and I feel like they letting they're gonna like they would sit back and be older, and they'll probably regret some of these decisions. That's how I feel about
As they should.
it. Right.
Some dumb decisions.
Savannah said, "I thought he was an F boy." Who you thought was an F boy, Savannah? This guy right here standing here. He looked like he could give her a good pounding. She might be all right. Was I too graphic, Nita?
Listen, that's the ones that I'll be saying. There's only one thing you're gonna be able to do for me. Like I don't know how these people is making plans.
Exactly. It's only one thing you can do. So just leave your shoes at the door. Leave your shoes at the door and let them face in the door.
Right.
So that way you can leave once you know it's all over and done with. Anywho, girl, ain't this painting ugly?
That thing was so ugly. I said, you spent 5,000 on that, honey. You should have gave me the money, okay, or asked me what I want. Like what
They
the?
just throwing away money. She threw away money on a dating app. He clearly threw away
Wasn't
money
it
on it.
this $7,000 or something though?
Sure.
5,000.
5,000. Okay, so they both spent five
Right.
to get a date. So
Right.
he in the hole for 10 G's
Exactly.
right now. So I mean you know what? He should have got some then.
No. They both evenly spent 5 G's. So
No, but he also spent
He
money on
spent
the
5
painting.
G's too, because he in the
Right.
he's
Yeah,
in the
dating
dating
app.
thing. So technically he spent 10.
Yeah. Oh, he spent 10?
Yeah, because he bought
that painting.
he spent for the dating thing,
Oh,
for
I
the
thought he
matchmaking
did.
thing. Because remember he was in there,
Oh, okay.
and he spent money on this god awful painting.
Yes.
Look, I
Oh my
keep
God.
looking at the painting and like, what do I see?
It looked
That's
like
what I did too.
Love just
I
dipped
I
in
see
blue
I see a
paint.
white girl's hand with the blue painting, and then a white hand on top of a white girl's. I don't know. It's
Yes.
Ooh.
I was with him until he showed these pictures. I was like, wait a minute, I know damn well. She like, oh, you bought it already? Honey, I would have said get a refund before we would have left here. That would not have got delivered to my house.
No, can we pick something else?
Right.
That's what I would have
Right.
been
Were
saying.
abstract, but this was a little too abstract for
And
me.
he was like, okay, well, what was y'all thoughts about him saying you're so bland? You're so bland.
Another red flag.
I'm not
Another
mad
red
at
flag.
it. I'm not mad at
It
it.
was a red flag, but it
But it
did
was
make me
funny.
laugh. I said he ain't holding nothing back, baby. He
Mm-mm.
said
He
you
was like,
need
"You're
to
so
liven up.
bland."
I'm not mad
It was kind
at
of
it.
true though. I mean, she does have this bland type of thing, but that's what makes her her. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was kind of true.
Yeah, but I wasn't mad at it because yes, it is true. But two things can be true at once. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things like, okay, maybe the house don't need to be so beige. Maybe I can open up my sights to something. It doesn't have everything doesn't have to be white. Maybe I can get some color. I'm like, right,
But
can I get a refund? I'm gonna rethink this, but I'm gonna let it lean more into what I want to see in my house every day. But not
mhm.
this shit.
Like a lovely royal blue. Like a
Right.
lovely
Like
royal blue
I
with
need a
velvet.
pop of
Look like a
something.
lovely royal blue with velvet, right, Nika?
Yes. Not some hands that I don't know where they coming from, where they going. Baby. Where they came from. I'm like, no. No, we're not doing that. Like, I mean, I can understand, like, okay, yeah, it's a little like even with the classic music, like, oh God, I'm like,
Well, we gonna get to
right,
Yeah.
right, right,
the
right. All of that,
housewarming.
like, just open up, especially when you said at the relationship specialist, you wanted this fun,
She didn't
and then
want it, girl.
you coming in here with the beige and the white, and what the hell you mean you want somebody spontaneous and fun like that?
You're not even describing yourself.
Right,
You're not
Exactly.
even describing
exactly.
yourself.
And it irks her. It irks her for somebody to be spontaneous.
And that
Right.
free.
Like,
And that free
Mhm.
with themselves.
Yeah, she can't even accept it. The only thing she did like was the whole coming over spontaneously and getting undressed.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing that she did like. But other than that, I felt like she ain't like nothing else he did. Nothing.
she didn't want what she said she wanted, girl. She didn't want it at all. She just
Mm-hmm.
said something.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next scene and I'm gonna show the clip and then we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Don't say you're sorry. Not again.
So we're not good.
Of course we're not good. Sandy, a month ago we were a family. I proposed to you. Do you think I give a fuck what anybody thinks? I put my career on the line for us.
Matthew, so did I.
What y'all think of that, y'all?
Ugh, I just want to strangle Sandy. But I'm sorry.
Yo, she worried about the wrong things right now, and she knows she loved Matthew. To me, you mean to tell me you gave up your relationship because you got a whole bunch of likes on a podcast? That's what I'm getting. Like, you really put this to bed because you felt more free doing this podcast nonsense, and you ended your relationship because you felt like you were in a box, that you were doing things that you and him are going in different directions now. What did she think was going to happen? Let me hear your thoughts, Tamika.
I don't know what she thought was gonna happen, but this was giving me very childish. Like, first of all, y'all work at the same daggone place, so you know you're gonna run into. She already been trying to avoid him. You remember when they would, the teacher was telling her about different events. It's like, oh, is he gonna be there? Now you peeking around the corner and trying to dip away. That whole thing, cringing, looking because you think somebody gonna hit. I was over all of that part. I'm like, girl. He's like, I don't give a with anybody. I'm like, I don't know, but I didn't agree with him, saying he preferred her not to come to the party, but I get it at the same time. It's like, no, I'm not okay. I'm not over you. We just was in a whole relationship. I just proposed to you. Like, are we really supposed to pretend none of that happened? I still love you. And she just was kind of looking at him like he had three hats when he said that.
Yeah.
Girl, that's what made
So
me
you
so
this is
upset.
it with them, y'all?
I think so. I don't know. It's giving me. It's
What's
so
your
hard.
take on it, EJ?
Girl, I mean, all of what Tamika just said, except for the only thing is that I wasn't upset with him telling her not to come, because if you feel a certain type of way, sometimes it's just best. You don't know when stuff gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how it's gonna come out. So I was okay with him saying that, with him being real and honest. And I think that's probably been my thing with Matthew this whole time, is that he always kind of keeps it real. Like, he always comes with the real. He don't never come with no games. And I just don't understand Sandy where she's coming from. Like you said earlier, you were talking about the podcast. This all started after the podcast, even though we know she had to be thinking some of this already. But
Mhm.
when she's I don't understand how you can't have both, how you can't have this man who seems to be good to you and wants to be with you and seems to love you, and you guys seem compatible for each other, but at the same time you don't feel like you can have your career. And he makes a point, he did almost put his career on the line, because if we think about it, her career is just starting.
Yep.
His career is already
Established.
here, and he could have definitely messed that up. He could have definitely not got tenure, but he did
Mhm.
put all of that on the line to be in a relationship with her. And the way that the only thing that she comes back with is, I put my career on the, no ma'am, you didn't even have a career yet. And lastly, I'm gonna bring this to a close, stay in church, I'm gonna bring this to a close. And lastly, I'm looking at you like he just told you, he just poured his heart out to you, telling you that he still loves you, and you can't even say I love you back. Did you not love him? Like, what is really going on here? Like,
Right.
girl, I was so upset.
I don't like
Last
this.
time,
Yeah, this whole thing is kind of weird. I actually thought it was gonna be the baby mother coming back that was gonna really
me
probably
too.
Yeah,
Right. That would
I
say
was so
something.
that
thrown
would make
off
more
with all of
sense
this.
to me.
I thought it was gonna be a problem with her and Naomi.
Right.
I
Mm.
think now that was my next question. That's exactly where I was going. Do y'all think that Naomi coming into the picture put her into this relationship?
Mm-mm. I think it gave her an out, because now she doesn't have to. Because think about it for a second. She was the little girl, they've bonded together, right? But at some point, she realized she don't really want what he wants, right? Because this has to be brewing inside of you. It just doesn't come out all of a sudden one day. So now the mom comes back, and you get an automatic out, because now I don't have to play mom anymore. Because think about how heartbreaking that would have been for her mom
Exactly.
not to be in her life. And Sandy, she ain't cold like that. She would have stuck it out for that part of it. And I
Right.
think they just gave her an out.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, so let me ask you this. Do you think that Sandy used Matthew as a stepping stone for her career?
That was
Nita.
hard to say, because I want to say yeah, but at the same time, I don't think so. I think that just somewhere down the line, she just didn't
Lost
want
interest.
this. She feels like she can't have all of it, is what I think. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
because it's too risky of a move to, you don't know whether or not it was going to be a stepping stone or not. So for me, I felt like she had the intelligence and the wherewithal to move forward in her career no matter what. So I'm not gonna say that she used it, but I felt like, how people are complacent and they kind of settle and they be like, okay, well, I guess I can just kind of roll with this. But when you think about with people with children and families and stuff like that, that's a lot to kind of be sitting complacent in, when you know you about to blow the shit up, because you don't want to, be a part of that at the end of the day. Like, if it's too mundane for you and you too young and vibrant and you want to be doing your own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably wouldn't have did that. But I don't know. That's my whole thing. Um,
I mean, like Nita, she's in her late 30s though.
Facts. There,
Like
there you go.
she's in her late 30s.
late 30s?
Yeah, because remember when they go to the club, remember they was the old chicks at the club. She in her late 30s.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
thought she was might
what she
be late
expect to happen at
20s,
this
early
point?
30s. Okay.
What she expect to happen at this point though?
Yeah.
But she went
Um,
into it knowing it.
You already
I mean,
career orientated, right?
I felt like he was way older than her for some
Yeah,
reason. I
I
don't know
mean,
why.
I think he might be in his late 40s. So yeah, he might have maybe 10 years on her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's in his 50s though. I think he's in like his 40s. Like he might be like, in his early 40s, mid 40s or whatever. But she's in her
Yeah.
30s. To
Yeah.
me, I mean, what you doing? You look like you're going backwards now.
Exactly.
Cause
Right.
And
you
he
you
went into
eyeing
it
this
knowing
young
it.
dude. Like, what do you really want?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the intention. I don't think
Yeah.
that her eyeing the young dude, he just popped up in her face, right? But the whole thing is I'm upset that it took a whole month for them to communicate. Like, how are y'all a whole family unit and y'all were about to move on to the next level
Mm-hmm.
and a proposal gone bad, embarrassing, whatever, not in your favor, it turns into a whole month before y'all
Right.
communicating.
Well,
Like something is already wrong with that whole situation right there.
Yeah.
you saw her.
Sandy
She
is
had
not a
avoided
communicator.
him. Remember, she avoided
Even
him.
avoid
Yeah.
Right. She has an avoiding personality, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she doesn't want the because I think she only
Confrontation.
yeah, she doesn't want the confrontation and she only spoke with the little girl because I mean that was the grown up thing to do and the right thing to do, but at the same time I feel like you went into a relationship with a man with a child. You
Right.
already knew what the deal was. This
Yeah.
was you were
exactly.
grown
I was
enough and
bad on
old
her.
enough to know what happens next. This is not a man that is a little boy who playing games. This is a man that was looking for a wife. I mean, you can tell when somebody's looking for
Yes.
something. You can tell when somebody just want to play games.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
tell he was looking for something else. He wasn't trying to play
Exactly.
games.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely made it a point to be like forward. Like, I want you to move in with me. I want you to be a
Hmm.
part of my
He
daughter's
kept
life. Like,
progressing it.
Yeah.
he communicated that. And if that's not where you wanted to go, then I felt like it's on you, Sandy, and I can't take up for you on that. I
Exactly.
can't. I'm not. I
Yeah, I feel
won't.
like she I didn't like the way she did this.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't like the way she did this, but even though like between her, Renee's my favorite character, and then her, but I feel like she be having her little flip flop moments, like when she told Whitney to tell Ola the truth. I felt like she should have followed. I feel like she should have followed Renee's advice to
Yeah.
me,
Hmm.
because that made things 10 times worse.
Right.
They didn't if you didn't talk about it and take it to your grave because it was before y'all was married. I wouldn't think it was a problem, because dudes mess
Mhm.
around at they bachelor parties all the time.
All the time.
I'm gonna move on from that. But I don't even think we got any men here to argue with us tonight. Any other way.
But you're right, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I
Hello.
feel like that should have been a secret that went with her to the grave.
Exactly.
Like if
Exactly.
she was sick and ill and they was married for 30 years,
Yep.
and on her deathbed
She still didn't tell
she
it.
tell Ola
Nope.
move it. So now we go to the second breakup, and he took it like a G and was like, he had a minute, he took it in and basically let go. I like him. I like Preston. I wanted him to stay around longer. What are
Me too.
y'all thoughts? And who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Preston was funny to me. This was probably one of the funniest moments I thought on the show. I thought this was so funny. I thought that, yes, Preston took it cool, but at the same time, it felt like it stung a little bit to him as well. And so he did that thing that people do when something stings. They try to be nonchalant about it. They try to act like they gon' like it didn't matter. It wasn't nothing, but at the same time, I really feel like it kind of hurt him a little bit. But it was
Mhm.
funny the way that he did this and how she couldn't call Cardi. I was like, dang.
Yeah, he was like,
Absolutely.
no.
He said absolutely not. And I said, oh,
But you see how he did that drink? That was funny. He was
Yo,
like,
he was like, nah, she good.
she good.
Mhm.
I said, oh.
And he got something on the menu that was discontinued for.
Yes.
but see,
Now
But
listen.
we still got more to talk about with Preston a little later.
Okay,
Though.
Moochie, I'm gonna go back to your point from last week when you
Mhm.
talked about putting the cart before the horse.
Mhm.
This is exactly what Renee did, putting a cart before the horse. That's why when I remember EJ was like, oh, it was a grand gesture and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not trusting it. She done already made her, you know what I'm saying? She made her intentions known. Yes, it was a grand gesture. But at the same time, girl, are you sure you want to lose this? Oh, yeah. Listen, The cart before the horse. The whole thing for me, you should have had the conversation with Jason before cutting this
You cut your
relationship
ties with
Exactly.
this
That's
girl.
what
Once
confused
again,
me.
listening to your girlfriends. Yo,
Don't
sometimes you gotta
listen.
weigh stuff out first. And she was on her thing where she wasn't going to she wasn't, she was still holding on to him.
Yeah.
That's what confused me though. Like, how are you making plans? And I feel like all of them do that. They have a communication problem when it comes to the relationship they in. They speaking to the girlfriends about it and getting their input and telling them things that they're not telling the person that they're in the relationship with. I'm like, I'm
Exactly.
thinking y'all already talked the way you over here, like, oh yeah. And you haven't even told him yet, but you told them.
Right.
He don't know what you feel, and he just know what he's seen the last time y'all was together. I'm
Right.
like, girl, huh?
It was a whole nother person over there looking at him while you all in the fur coat, and you like, oh, like you done got caught. You know what I'm saying? So what he supposed to think? You
Yeah,
moving on, right?
yeah. I
So
don't know what she was
that didn't make
thinking
no
with
difference.
this.
That didn't make no sense to me.
Exactly. And she still didn't have a conversation. Like, even when he hands her like, even when they sit at that table,
Wait,
from the
don't
moment
go
that they
there
sit
yet.
at
Don't
that
go there.
table,
Oh,
before
okay.
he has a
She said
chance.
wait. She said wait.
Look, who put their track shoes on tonight? Nita?
Me?
You like you want to get this over with. Look, it might have been Tamika because Tamika was like, look, I gotta go with Nah, but it's
All
cool.
intertwined. It's all intertwined.
Look, what y'all thought about this whole party situation? The funniest thing is with this hand because everybody can stand this
Yeah,
hand.
everybody said it's ugly. Why is it here?
So let
It's
me
just
go to. I'm
ugly.
gonna go to Deary's comment. She says, "I feel like they all are in denial about where they are in life. They are not transitioning into their grown up selves. I agree. I feel like they still want to like trollop around like they in their
Like
20s.
they missing something,
Yeah,
girl.
like you
Ain't
ain't
nothing
missing
out there
nothing
but
out
piss
here.
in the pool. Ain't nothing but piss in the pool, girl.
Exactly.
You better grab your man. You better grab your man,
To
girl.
me, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we get to
Okay,
the end of this. But
I'm about to.
that whole party thing, this was crazy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to the little video the clip that I got, and that this is the funniest part to me in this episode.
Nothing good can come from three grown men going into a bathroom together.
You don't think that?
They're going to do drugs in there, girl.
And she didn't even know that that's what they was going to do. I'm
Yeah,
like,
she is such an
girl,
airhead, yo.
seriously.
She was like, what? Like what? Like when you see them
Baby.
all going there, like it's either one or two things. Either they going to
Exactly.
do drugs or some
Right.
more stuff.
Even is
I don't mean this. I don't mean to offend anyone. They going
a
to do.
circle
They going to
jerk
go mess
or the
around with each
white girl.
other's toys.
Listen, I was like, really? You're not that slow, girl.
She's such an airhead, yo.
She's very slow. It's very apparent. She's very slow,
Mm-mm-mm.
baby. Mm-mm-mm.
Look,
This
like
whole
okay,
scene was doing too much for me. This whole scene was just dumb. They could have just left all of this out. I was just like, this is just
I feel like they were putting her neuroses on screen for us to see. Although we already knew how psychotic Whitney is because they've shown it, but I felt like this is like the boiling point, and I feel like this is the turning point before we get to Ola and maybe something. Maybe there's going to be a learning.
but did they really need to teach
learn
us?
something from this? Learn something. We're rooting for you.
I just don't feel like they needed
Nita the diva. Nita the diva. Everybody's telling me in the chat that you're giving the Janet Jackson control.
Oh
Control,
Yeah.
like the album.
I'm gonna have to do it
Okay?
more often.
All right. I like
cute.
they loving it. And Savannah loves it.
That's
I
cute.
figure I'd do that sidebar.
That is very, very cute.
Yeah, that was a whole mess, baby. And then her with that music, and when he turned the other music
Yeah, but
on,
he seemed like when the
Girl,
music
Renee was
was
like,
playing,
but everybody started bumping because they thought the party was boring.
exactly. So let's go to a lot of nuts, y'all.
Oh god.
Philip?
You're right.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, is he ODing?
He's not ODing. He has a nut allergy.
Then why was he eating nuts?
He wasn't. It's probably because of particles in the air from all the nut bowls you have around here. Ever heard of real food?
There are a lot of nuts.
Damn, girl.
Guess you got big pen. Thank God you could.
or they could have been a
Yo,
lot
I
of
did
nuts.
laugh at this though.
was
Listen,
funny.
or it could have been a lot of nuts in that bathroom with him too.
Right.
I was gonna say that too. That's why I said they was going to play with their swords.
Oh god. That was hilarious.
He might be.
though.
Look, to me, it gave off. He seems like he might be bi. I'm sorry.
I just
I'm
felt
going
like
in
they
the
was
bathroom
all
like
going
they
to get
got-
high. As soon as those two guys came in, they already
They was
was
like, all right,
looking
we
high
gonna-
to me.
They
Yes,
might
and
be
then-
mad that she didn't have no good food there.
yes,
They
you
was
see, they was like, you got all these nuts and no food.
I'm like, what the fuck?
And she's like, oh, I didn't want it to make no stains. I was like, Lord, girl. Even Sandy and Renee was planning what they was gonna
Oh,
go
they
eat
was
after.
like, "Damn, we going to store so to eat after this."
Mhm.
I don't know. This was one of my favorite episodes. I don't know. I had a lot of
It
laughs
was?
with this. It was. I had a lot of laughs with it. I thought we progressed the story. We got some communication between Sandy and old boy or whatever. Then we got some communication between Ola and Whitney. We had a makeup and a breakup with Whitney and old nut boy. I mean, it was some things moving. It was progressing.
They had parts that made me laugh though, and I was glad we saw Ola show up. I said, "Okay, Ola, come through with the chocolate."
But that whole thing with Ola and the hug and everything.
Okay, we're
y'all.
gonna hold on. Sorry.
What did y'all think about that?
I liked it. I was like, "Wait a minute! I thought we was gonna get a
They have a
kiss."
chance.
I
Yes,
always
they
felt
have a
like they
chance
still
because-
had a chance.
Yes, if
She just
That
never
long
gave him the
dog.
apology.
if
Yeah.
Bird Brain get herself together and learn from her experiences and be able to articulate in a decent manner that will resonate and make sense to Ola. Ola is cool.
Yeah. He
I'm
understands her.
That's all he waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably the only
And it
one
was
that-
funny too that when he came, he like, oh, that guy, he remembered him, and he was like, oh yeah, he used to be dealing the Adderall and coke, and she like, what? I didn't know that she was so clueless to it. She like, oh, that makes a lot of things make sense now. So he was always into that lifestyle, but
She's a
she knew
bird
what she wanted to see
And
with
all
him.
she knew was that English accent.
Mm-hmm.
He's well dressed, like you said.
Mhm.
With Tamika
And
and Nina,
face in the
the
plate.
representative comes,
Yeah.
and the representative gives a very good impression in the beginning.
Listen,
I
sometimes you
was
gotta
even
say you
impressed
nice
with
to
her,
look
but
at, honey.
so-
But
Right.
nothing-
So, and remember, she wasn't ready to date yet. So,
Mhm.
I was even impressed with that. But do y'all think that her and Ola got a chance, y'all?
I think that Ola is softening up. I think the fact that he even showed up to
Tells
this
a lot.
because he heard about that.
Mhm.
I think that shows that Ola still. I mean, we know that he still loves her. He's just hurt, and he wanted an apology and a real reason.
Exactly.
What happened
Yeah.
happened. And to be fair, you saw
Right.
that he 100% gets her. He gets her because he said that the apartment was nice when we all know that it was neutral and bland. But, but when he came in, and that's when they probably just mixed like that, So
The apartment that they had that they shared together was better than this one to me, even though it's got like a balcony and all of
Right.
that.
I
Even
love
the
the
inside
balcony.
was better.
I love the balcony.
Yeah.
but he
And I
knew
like
that she
that-
needed that. And so he gave her what she needed, And I think that says a lot about Ola. So I'm rooting for him.
Yes.
I'm rooting for
Come
them too.
on.
I always felt like they could get back together, but she gotta
I need her to
actually
wake up.
say the real things and stop playing games. Then they would have probably already
And
been
that
together.
hug to me, that
Snap out
hug
of
said
it.
it all.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep, and
That
take
hug-
the trash
that hug
out,
said it all.
Dari.
Not finished.
You
That
know
was
what
Mm-hmm.
she feels like to me? She feels like a dumb blonde that
She
doesn't
is though.
understand what is going on. I need you to get a goddamn clue, girl,
Mm-hmm.
before that man tiptoe out your life. Because as you can see, this whole season, how many suitors he had, how many girls was lined up, girl,
Yes.
Right.
How
how
many
many
people that she knew was gonna talk to him because they knew
girl.
she had a good catch.
Mm-hmm.
She need to go get
Bugging.
some electrotherapy. I don't know what you need,
I
girl,
don't
but
know
you
what
need to
she needs.
understand what the hell you got in front of your face and do what you gotta do.
Okay, and then she gonna tell the matchmaker no doctors. Really, girl?
Right. Mm-hmm.
See, and now I don't even feel like she even still knows. She still don't know. If she
I
What?
think she felt it when she gave him the hug, but what she gonna do, nobody knows. But I like that he took out the garbage when he was on his way
yeah,
walking out too.
I
I was
love
like,
that
all right,
too, Tamika.
I
I
said,
love
"Oh,
that too because
girl, you
I
got him."
had a dude like that that used
I'm
to be
like, "You
like, all
got him.
right,
You got him,
come
girl."
on.
Mm-hmm.
He never let me do the like certain stuff. He'd be like, I got this. I
Right.
got
Mm-hmm.
this. I got this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I need
moving
her to get a
on.
clue. I need her to get a clue. That's all.
Yeah, she gotta get a cool week. We
She gotta
look.
get a
Somebody
clue.
needs to send her a lifeline,
Blues
yo.
Clues. Oh my God,
Anywho,
where's Blues Clues?
so we're gonna talk about Renee. This is the last thing. She comes in there. Do you think she came in there to basically really get Jason back and was blindsided with these papers?
Absolutely.
Go on. I want you to elaborate on it,
Absolutely.
Tamika.
Like I said, I don't understand why she assumed. Because when she kept getting the different texts and she just like, yeah, see, and then she like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, love you. I'm thinking that we actually had a freaking conversation. The fact that she just assumed that it was supposed to be, he's supposed to just know. And she
Mm.
coming in there thinking one from the mind, and then when he asked about, do you think they rent this place out or whatever, or they have events here? She like, oh, this is my spot. I can ask. He's like, nah, I'm good. And he like slide her the papers. You see it in her face, like, and then she's like, oh, I'm like, Lord of mercy, girl,
What
you
I mean,
see?
what she thought was going to happen? A dude chartered a private jet for you. He feel
Exactly,
like he can't top that.
exactly.
He already feel like he can't top that. You dating somebody like that got money. He still on the come up.
And he like, that's
Y'all
what
was
you
coming
wanted,
up
right?
together.
Right.
And I don't understand why it wasn't like, no, that's not what I want. Like,
Right. That
Wow.
should have been a conversation
And that
right then and there.
well, hopefully, if they're smart, they will be getting this from here. The next episode. If they don't, I'm gonna be totally pissed off because
I
they
don't
did the
think they
same
are.
thing
I don't
with
think
the
they
whole Matthew, and we didn't
Yes.
get that conversation. I
Mm-hmm.
want to get this conversation. I don't want to get something and then
A
we
month
boom, we go to
later.
the next thing
Right.
where we go into his party and all of that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to get that. I want to get closure with this. And I want them to continue from here. I don't want this conversation to end from right here. Do y'all feel the same way?
Yeah.
Well, I personally always like to hear the conversations, like what happened afterwards. But in this particular case, because I wanted to know what the Sandy and Matthew conversation was.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, I feel like the conversation should have started prior to him handing those divorce papers out. It should have led with that. But I
Yeah.
think for Renee, she's so used to him just falling into her arms and,
Mm.
and being there for her that she never saw him not doing this. And so
Mhm.
she probably thought that this was going to lead on back to the bedroom
Yeah.
and that she would be able to say her
She was able
whatever
to reel him back in.
and that would be it. But if she really wanted this, she should have led with this. Like before he ever popped out them papers, she should have been like, look, yada 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 yada, boom, and gave him the chance to say whatever he needed to say before he ever pulled out those divorce papers. None of them communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I will piggyback on that, EJ, I feel like because the show is called Run the World and it is centers around four girls, I really feel like they make the men look in a better light than these girls, honestly.
I agree, yo. I agree. I feel like they making these girls look like
They-
real birds right now. And I'm really like they career girls, but they look like birds and with hot pockets.
I agree, but at the same time, Moochie, what I want to say is like a lot of times, like when people start out in a bad position is because they're trying to create a character arc. And so just like in Sex and the City, like those girls was a hot mess in season 1, season 2, season 3.
Carrie was. Yeah, she
They
was.
were hot messes, but you know, through their life experiences, they lived, they learned, and whatever. But listen, they got some really, like the girls on Sex and the City, they was just running through them. They was running through them like that.
Yeah.
This is not that case. These
It's
girls
not.
have like real relationships, and
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like we should be running through these like that or whatever. I
And
mean,
these guys you shouldn't be running through. I'm sorry, not for nothing. Jason's a good dude to me.
girl,
He's a good dude. He was supportive of her
a
career.
dime a dozen.
Exactly. I feel like they all throwing away real good black men.
Yeah,
That's how
like
I
no.
feel.
Like,
I mean, he made a mistake, but it was a mistake that they could work through. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
I felt like that too. I felt like she made her decision last season in haste, and she even knew it too.
Yeah.
It was so silly. The what she did, I never understood it. I never agreed with that. I was like, girl, that is something that you can so work through. Like, it's not like this dude like cheated on you or anything like that. I mean, it was money, and at the end of the day, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't get where she was coming from or why she was upset, but that is something that you can work through, and that they should have just worked through and. They could have gotten to the other side of it. It's the same thing with Sandy. This is something that they could have worked through with communication. Either you want him or you don't want him.
Right.
But you didn't have to get to where you got just to break his heart the way that she broke his heart. And then Whitney, that was just stupid. We all know that what she did didn't even make sense. Community P, come on now. Dumb. Dumb.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. What y'all got going on your channels? Nita, what you got going on? What you got going on?
Oh, what do I got?
What we doing freaking
we're
and just like that.
And just like that. You want to do it tomorrow? Are you available?
I'm coming to what? Look, we gonna talk behind the scenes. We might be able to surprise them with something.
Okay, it's coming up this week, and
all right,
she may be right beside me, y'all.
Exactly. So we're gonna talk about that. Look, we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, so we're gonna do, and just like that, we're catching up on the first 4 episodes. I'm also doing Mission Impossible, the movie review. That's gonna be on Thursday. That's gonna drop on Thursday. And we do Reality Talk TV on Thursday, me and Monique Nicole. Hot Topics on Friday with me and Moochie and whomever she has on her panel or whatever. Monique Nicole, most of the time she's on there. So
Momo coming. Unless she got a hot date.
That's right. Or she being a socialite.
Momo got a social life. She younger than us.
Oh, come on through. Come on through. I'm still here. I may turn the camera off a little something like this.
It's all right. It's all right.
Discussions, but I'll be here. I'm good.
All right, so that's what you got going on. What you got going on, EJ? I know you got some stuff going on. You got to fill us in with stuff. Okay. What you got going on, EJ? That was my mistake.
Oh, it's okay. On my channel, pretty much I'm just going to be doing a bunch of all the Queensmen stuff leading up to the premiere of the show.
When is the premiere?
My birthday, guys. So
look, the premiere is her birthday. She's doing something big. Look, I gotta bring it New York style. I gotta bring it like Funk Master Flex. She is doing something. What's the date, EJ?
July 20th.
July 20th. We bringing in all the Queensmen with a birthday celebration for EJ.
Already.
All right, it's going down. Do I sound like Funk Master Flex? I gotta ask BX. Do I sound like Funk Master Flex, BX?
Yeah, you got it.
I loved it. And then other than that, I think this is the week that we're supposed to do the Battle Royale. So we'll see if that happens. We had to push it back a couple of times. And then other than that, just keep your notifications on because I'll just be popping up, different content. Oh, and Thursday, I think we got our thing, right? We got oh.
Yep,
so we got that coming up too.
Yep, that's okay. When I'm gonna let I gotta let Tamika go because look, she newly monetized. She got it going on her channel this Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday, of course, is my sister's night. Thursday, we're gonna be talking about Keisha Cole. Make sure y'all join us. And I'm about to hop on with Brillo. He's already, I believe, live. So, y'all can come on over there if
We
y'all
all
free and
going
keep
to
y'all
Brillo's,
notifications
y'all.
on. That's about it, y'all.
All right. Let me go back in. Let me bring myself back in. All right. So look, check it out, y'all. We all going to Brillo's channel right now. We doing the tournaments of gangsters. This is like I want to believe this is might be the last round where we pick who's who, and then we gonna start doing some other things with that. So come over to Brillo's channel. I know y'all all most of y'all are all subscribed to him. So come on over. We're gonna have some fun with Brillo tonight. So thanks for coming out. God bless y'all. Have a good night. Thank you, and go over to Brillo's. We're gonna be, we trying to help all, we trying to help all these, I want to see everybody win. So we out, y'all. Have a nice night. Check us out on Brillo's now. All right. Yeah.